everybody! Happy Thursday! Sorry for being just a few minutes late today, no more, no less. I think that my shirt is stuck to my boobs. There, now I'm dignified. Hello everybody, welcome to this school that we all go to at 9 p.m. Happy to have you all here. I hope everyone's having a good Thursday or Friday. And welcome to Anime Club, the meeting number 19. Yay! It's been so long since we've all seen each other again. But it feels like it was yesterday. Anyways, how is everyone doing? I have such a bad tummy ache right now. But it's okay, I'll be okay. I think someone else said they had a tummy ache too though. Yeah, today's anime club is about your name. And it's the first I'm sorry. It's the first movie we've done for the anime club. So I might be a little without prompt, so you guys are gonna have to yap way more to compensate. I hate to ask it, but we don't have episodes by episodes to go over, and we have significantly less total time of the anime watched. So I'll do my best to yap for at least 30 minutes. I think that would be good. Oh shit, bro! I have to go explode my toilet. Okay, have fun. I wish I could join you. I was kind of stuck in my bathroom earlier, but it's okay. I'm so thirsty. I can't stop drinking water. Yeah. Anyways, I've chugged water. I don't know if that's helping my stomach ache, but when I was younger, I feel like it used to. The problem is that I barely feel like getting out of bed. So, are you cold? Do you not like the fall? Anyways, I'll commence the anime club meeting number 19. Sorry for no super fun transitions and animations on the text and stuff. I can endure. You can watch the stream while you're shitting. That's always fun. I have to burp so bad. I shouldn't have chugged that water, bro. It's all fun and games until you chug the water and it hits your stomach like a brick. Anyways, I was cold, but I have a SpongeBob sweater and I'm just miserable in general. Do those two things correlate, or those three things at all? I'm fine with knowing that. Alright, here I go. Don't judge, okay? I can't wait to text you while you're on the toilet. I'm sure it'll be fun. Alright. Yosh, starting anime club. Meeting number 19. Your name, let's go. I haven't looked at these in a while. And, I didn't do a test technical difficulties run through them, so I don't know if there's any issues or glitches. Huh. I feel pregnant. Anyways. So, here's the overview before, anybody gets spoiled. The anime we picked was Your Name. It is summer 2016. It's a movie PG-13. It is rated 8.83 on my anime list. And here's the synopsis. Mitsuha Miyamizu, a high school girl from the countryside, dreams of escaping her quiet life to experience the bustling city life as a boy in Tokyo. I would love to be a boy in Tokyo. There's not in the middle of... Wait, what? Mitsuha Is it what? Mitsuha? How I said that? Or is that not what you're talking about? A boy in Tokyo. I would love to be a boy in Tokyo, bro. Meanwhile, Tachibana, a city high school student juggling school and a part-time job while aspiring to be an architect, lives a fast-paced life. Fast-paced life One day, Mitsuha and Taki mysteriously begin swapping bodies. Mitsuha wakes up in Taki's life in Tokyo, and Taki in Mitsuha's real life. I thought it said in Japan, I don't know why. As they navigate each other's worlds, they leave unexpected marks on one another's lives, gradually realizing that their fates are intertwined in ways beyond their understanding. If that sounds like peak to you, then get the fuck out of here and go watch it before you get spoiled. Last warning. If you like the way that this sounds, get out! 3, 2, 1. There's a gnat in front of me. There's constantly at least one gnat flying around me, and I'm gonna lose it. Oh, also I got pulled over today. It fucking sucked. Anyways, oh, you just moved to nowhere, and so I feel pregnant. Yeah. Ugh, my belly is so full. Fred's just a perv ignoring me. Yeah, imagine shitting. What a pervert. I never poop. What about you guys? Alright. Icebreaker. My slides are out of order. Ignore that. Order of punishment. Order of punishment. Icebreaker. Anime overview. Character discussion. Trivia! I think. I'm not sure. Yeah, because girls don't fart and shit, right guys? Yeah, never. Actually, not to be a pick-me, but because of my horrible, awful digestive problems, I'm like constantly farting, but they're not like real farts. It's just like, it's like literal air. And it's been that way for like the past 5 years. And they're also, the way, when I developed my digestive problems, the way I fart changed. So it doesn't make noise anymore. It's like really, really, really quiet, if anything, and it doesn't smell. So naturally, I just fart everywhere. I fart all over the place. I fart in the library. I fart in the elevator. I fart in class, and nobody knows because it makes no noise, and nobody can smell it, except on the rare occasion that it does smell, and in which case, also because of my digestive issues, it just smells like rotting food. It smells more like garbage or something. It doesn't smell like a fart. So, if I'm in the cafeteria, I still do it. And nobody knows. Nobody can ever tell. I've never been questioned before, ever. I always get away with it because it smells so obscure that nobody would even guess that that's what it is. But that's like a 1 in 10 times. The rest of the times it makes no noise. It doesn't smell at all. But the con of being able to fart all the time anywhere I want is that I am constantly inflated. Anyway, after trivia, we will be doing a belly rubbing break. I don't remember anything here. Thank you, Colossosaurus. I'm glad you guys like it. Anyways, after the belly rubbing break. It hurts to laugh. I'm so inflated. Next week's voting. Alright, going backwards now. Icebreaker. You guys are never gonna guess what it is. Which of the main characters did you relate to more? What I mean by this is, not only did you relate to their personality, but did you feel that you resonated with either of them for any other reason, like with their goals and stuff? For me, I am salivating so much right now. Hold on. Ah! Yeah, okay. Anyways, for me, I related to Mitsuha because I grew up in a small town, and as much as I liked it, kind of, I constantly had a very strong urge to move to Tokyo as well. In a very cringy, Midwesterner place Japan way. I'm just kidding. I always wanted to leave and go to a big city. I always hated my small town. When I was a kid, I was like, I live in the Kansas of Kansas. Kansas sucks enough, right? And then you gotta live in the butt-fuck nowhere of Kansas on top of it. And, yeah. So I always wished I could live in like a bigger city. Now, I don't mind living in like a medium-sized city, but I related to her being like, there's nothing to do here. I hate it here. I want to leave, and specifically, I want to be a boy in Tokyo so I can jerk off. In Tokyo. That's how I feel. Taki. Why did you relate to Taki? If you're not too busy on the toilet, Fred. I don't know. I did not relate. I see. Naruhodo. Taki did what I would have done if I was a girl. Would grab the boobs. If it makes you feel better, the moment I grew my boobs, I started grabbing that shit too. I said this in the server, but I'll say here. When I first hit puberty and I first started developing boobs, I was bouncing in the mirror. I would bounce up and down in front of the mirror to watch them bounce around. And then my grandma was like, "You're gonna make your boobs hurt." And then they started hurting. And then I just would keep bouncing and I'd be like, ow, 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 while I was watching them bounce around. Shit, I'll do it right now. I'll do it right now, bro. You guys can't see it. But now, I still bounce around, except I grab my boobs with my hands so that they don't get hurt. And when I was like 9, I would be eyeing my mom's boobs and be like, fuck, why does she have boobs and I don't? Dumb bitch, she doesn't realize what she has. Because if I had that shit, I'd be grabbing that shit, I'd be sucking on that shit. And you know what? I remember being in the shower and eagerly waiting to develop cleavage to where there was a clear line of where my boobs sat. I was waiting for the day. And I would regularly check, and then I would regularly try to suck my own nipples in the shower, and they were never big enough. So I could never do it, and I would be contorting myself in the shower because I was like, I need to suck on those nipples, bro. Cause who else am I supposed to suck on, bro? And when I was a toddler, I vividly remember I bit my mom's nipple, and that was the last time I was ever allowed to breastfeed ever again. And it was in the back of my head. The past few times I had been breastfeeding, and I was like, oh, that doesn't seem very nice. I was a very conscious baby. I had a lot of consciousness as a child and a fetus. And I remember I would be sucking on my mom's teeth, and I'd be teething the nipple. Like, man, I just want to chomp on this shit, bro. I bet it would feel so great. And she would be like, Ichigo, no, and she would flick me on the forehead. And then, you know, one day I just couldn't take it anymore. I just chomped that shit. And then I was not allowed to breastfeed again after that. She was like, maybe she's too old. And then so ever since that day, I waited 10 years to bite a nipple again. And then I had to wait till I got my own. I had to do the job myself. And even when I grew them myself, I still couldn't do it because I couldn't reach. And eventually I gave up. And then of course, when I did get to the point where I could suck that shit on my own time, I was too depressed to notice because I was like 16 at that point. And then I just never tried again until like about 3 years ago. Then I was sitting in the shower. I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna suck on this shit. And you know, sometimes I still do. Equivalent to a guy trying to suck his own dick. Yeah, but I succeeded though. I can do it right now. I can do like nipple sucking ASMR. Though that kind of goes into like, I don't know, what's it called? Chatterbait territory. Even though I'm doing it in an autistic way, not a gooner way. Though I don't know. I don't know what YouTube's rules are for things like that. But I could. That's my flex. That's my flex, is that I've done it. I do it. I did it, and I do it. And I will do it again. Probably tonight. How did we get here again? How did you guys bring up this topic? Who started this conversation? Because it certainly wasn't me. I never talk about weird things, ever. Sataki-kun. Oh, right. Dude, if I was a guy, I would be jerking off constantly. If I was a guy, I would be like semi-bricked up all the time, bro. And I would just be walking around. And because I'm a light skin, you know that shit would be long as fuck. Like, you'd see that shit down to the knee, bro. And shit, that thing be walking with me, bro. That shit be dragging behind me. And I walk into class. You know, my brother that died in the womb, like a pussy, his name was supposed to be Ashton Tyrese. And you know, I think Ashton Tyrese would have become the menace that I desire to be. I think he would have succeeded. I think the reason Ashton Tyrese died in the womb is because God knew what I would have done with that power, and that he would have acted that way too. And I think that's why he's dead. Oh, three light skins from the same pair. That doesn't sound very good. No. I'm the only one that the world can handle. I had 2 unborn siblings. There's gonna be a girl and a guy. I only know the guy's name. I think the guy was the second oldest. So I would have had an older brother who was a light skin, and you know he would have been like a fuckboy, bro. You know he would have been just like the worst person on earth. Especially because he would have had a white mom. Would have had a white mom. Oh, he would have sucked. Actually, you know, I don't know. I don't know if I want him here, actually. That sounds like a horrible description of a person. No, I'm not sad he's gone. Sometimes I'm like, I wish I had a brother. I mean, my theory is that he and my unborn sister heard my parents arguing, and they said, shit, you know what, I don't think I want to deal with that, and they took themselves out. That's what I think happened. And I think that I was just so hard-headed that I heard that shit. I thought I could deal with it. I couldn't deal with it, but I came out anyways. But they took the easy way out. And if heaven is real, I'm never gonna stop giving both of them shit for leaving me with argumentative parents. Anyways, if I woke up in Taki's body, I would jerk off and I would start a cum jar immediately. And we did the order of punishment. And did I leave space for the belly rubbing break? Is there time? Is there space? I'll write a note. Don't forget belly rubbing break. Yeah. Alrighty. And my pin, my scholar pin. I won't forget, guys. We're gonna do the belly rubbing break. Alright, so I have my notes here. Your name was created by Comics Wave Films, and what I think is interesting is that Comics Wave Films has a very clear style that they like to do in their movies, and that style is depression. And you guys will see what I mean shortly. I burped. Anyways, my name was made by my mother. My name is a ship name. So I've watched some of the movies that they made, but they have a clear style. You guys will see it. But they made other movies like Weathering with You, 5 centimeters per second, The Garden of Words, Suzume. Or no, any movies about depression? Yeah. The Place Promised in Our Early Days, Children Who Chase Lost Voices, Flavors of Youth, Voices of a Distant Star, She and Her Cat, Everything Flows, Crossroad, Someone's Gaze, and Hoshizora Kiseki. As you can see, none of these movies will inflict any negative emotions on you whatsoever. At all. They are purely surface level. You will not experience anything deeper than a few giggles, trust. You should watch all of these in one night. After a breakup also, yeah. Great breakup movies. Garden of Words was kind of goofy, 27 and 15. That movie, I watched that movie with my mom in the kitchen. I watched that movie for Anime Club. I started an anime club at my school during COVID. It wasn't very popular. There were like 5 members, and me and this other girl were the only ones that actually watched things. And it actually worked a little differently than it does now. In that anime club, we were all assigned a different... There were like 3, and then different people would be assigned a different anime each week, so they would watch it alone, and then come back and share it. I don't know, it was weird. I don't know why I did it that way. Kinda odd. I think I did it specifically so we could suffer alone without emotional support. Yeah, I think that's why. And I watched it. I was the second to watch it, and it was understandable. It was weird. Yeah, it was weird. It was kind of odd, but I think it's pretty real. It's not a bad movie though. It's really pretty though. I feel like it kind of depends on its art. I've noticed that a lot of these movies, there's a theme of sky, and I think that this comics wave films tends to be sought out for movies with like a lot of focus on the sky, or if they really want to sell on the art. I think that's why this studio gets picked for things. I'm trying to start one here. I made a cute anime girl poster, but some guy tore it up for fun. I feel bad. No! That's so sad. There's one at my school, but I haven't gone. You guys got to make your own clubs in school? In high school, no. In college, you can just kind of make one whenever. Anyway, I wanted to put the other movies they've made, 1 to shed light on them, and 2 to kind of show what else they work with. For the vibes, you guys can pick up the vibes of the movie and movies that the studio is going for, because they have a specific style of manga that they like to pick up. I think if it's not a studio original movie. My tummy ache is going into my lungs. Anyways, so there's that. I just wanted to point out those because some of these are kind of not as well known as the first 4 that I put on here. And then this is the screen that we're gonna be stuck on while we discuss the movie. I'm debating if I want to do a plot go over thing. I don't think that's necessary. I think we can all yap all we want, but I do have notes that I wanted to bring up. I guess I'll go first with complaints because I'm a huge bitch and I complain about everything. I don't have any complaints about this movie at all. I thought it was very perfect. I do wish that we got to see more at the end of our couple together, but I'm not like mad at the movie at all. I say I want to start doing my preconceptions. This movie, I saw this movie in AMVs all the time in like 2016, 2017, and I would always see like the star and the scene of them like running around that circle on the clouds, and that's the scene that they would use in AMVs all the time. And I was like, wow, this shit looks like it's gonna hurt my feelings. And I could never figure out what the fuck was happening. Back then AMVs, they would just use like 20 different animes, and then you would just have to like assume what everyone was so upset about based on the scenes. And I always saw that scene of them running around the crater, and I would try to piece it together. So what I thought when I was like, how old would I have been? 12. When I was 12. Jesus. 2016 was 10 years ago almost. That is horrible. That's awful. Anyways, when I was 12, I thought that I kind of assumed that there was like some supernatural shit happening. But I think I thought that, don't say that, I know. And then soon, 2017 will be 10 years ago, and then 2018. I thought that they were like, at first I was like, oh, this is just a love story or something. But then I was like, oh, it's supernatural. So I thought that this was like, I thought that like the crater was like a place in their dreams. And they could only meet each other in their dreams at this crater, and then they would like wake up and go about their days and just not see each other ever again. That's what I thought it would be. And then when I read the synopsis and it was like, oh, like, or like in the first part where they were like, oh, it felt like a dream, it was a weird dream. That's what I thought it was. I was almost certain. And then that's not what it was. So that was my like headcanon of what the movie would be about. I don't know if anyone else does that. I talked about my misconceptions with like Tokyo Ghoul, I think, too. And I think I've talked about like Attack on Titan as well. I don't believe you, I know. And kids born in 2010 are 15 right now. And kids born in 2015 are 10. Isn't that awful? Oh my gosh, I remember I had this toddler, this like 5 or 4-year-old at my house a few months ago, and she could talk and shit, had fully fledged opinions and sentences, and I was like, oh, when was she born? 2018? 2023? What? Huh? No. No, no, no. No, no, no. Paid actors, all of them. They're not real. They missed everything. I know, bro. And they missed the Harlem Shake. They missed Scene Girls. They missed Emo Boys. They missed Fortnite. They missed Among Us. They missed the pandemic. They missed the rise and fall of Dream. They're gonna miss the release of GTA 6. And they had so much time to come out. Kids born in 2025 are 60 now. That's crazy. I have to burp so bad. Does anyone else like... They can't burp, so they just keep getting interrupted while they're speaking with like your body attempting to burp, and then like nothing comes out. I don't know. I struggle with burping. I have an abusive relationship with burps. Anyways. Toaster, you're like 5 or something? I do not know that. I know. Kill him! Kill Toaster! He's too young. Anyways, that was my misconceptions of the movie. Feel free. I think it's kind of funny to go over the misconceptions. Drink a shit ton of water and force the burps out. I did drink a shit ton of water. I think I've drinking like 3 liters of water. And I just have like a sharp pain in my lungs now. Because my stomach is so big and inflated. I cannot explain how pregnant I look right now. I look not chopped. I look rough is what I would like to say. I am so inflated right now that my navel piercing hurts a little. That's how inflated my big, ginormous belly is. But I'll save these conversations for the belly rubbing break that will happen later. It will happen. Praying for it. Dude, why is Toaster constantly like... He looks like he's 5, but he's constantly dealing with like college level homework. What do you mean Toaster has a lab? Like, why is Toaster like, I gotta do a lab till 5? Like, what? What are they doing to the youth? Unless Toaster just like isn't American, he's just like in hell or some shit. He's like in South Park. It's like lab, like in high school we had like a lab like once a month, and it would just be some shit like boiling water. It wasn't that cool. No. Our labs were like planting seeds He's a prodigy. You guys are right. He's peak. He's beyond our level of maturity. We just can't grasp it. So the notes that I wrote is that I felt that there was I hate to like sound like an English teacher, but it's my responsibility to keep you all from becoming brain rotted. So I have to ask questions now. I take that upon myself as the captain. What is that? Is that the letter chief? Captain? Captain of Anime Club? Anime Club captain? Is that what they're called? I have 6 to 7 hours long labs on Tuesdays. 6, 7? 6, 7? Roku, nana? Anyways, I felt that. Oh, present? Thank you, Hyper! I would not have remembered that at all. As Anime Club president, I have to ask questions. And so, I would like to ask if you guys felt that this movie had any inspiration from real life events, any at all, any suggestions. I'm like an English teacher with like, why do you guys think that the curtains were blue? What I wrote is that I felt that it was a reference to the 2011 earthquake in Japan. Especially because this movie released 5 years after, I think. Yeah, 2016. Yeah, bread gets it. There's chicken in my mouth. It's stuck in there. Have you guys ever like left like forgotten about a piece of food in your mouth, and then you like find it, and then it's like been like absorbed of all of its nutrients, and it's just like a gray flavorless thing? That happens whenever I leave meat in my gums. It gets like absorbed through my gum pores. Anyways, this movie was released 5 years after the 2011 earthquake. Was it Tohoku or Toku? Whatever, 2011 earthquake. Tohoku, okay, Tohoku earthquake. I noticed it like when there was billboards around the movie of like remembering the city, remembering the comet, and how I guess people like Taki handled it. Is this a romance movie? Kind of. I wouldn't say it focuses on the romance really until the very end. What order do I want to go in my notes? Does anybody have anything to say about that? I'm trying to think if there was something else I wanted to say about the disaster specifically. There's so much chicken in my mouth. Where did it come from? Wasn't it like an earthquake and a tsunami? It was an earthquake, and then there was the tsunami that, like, I think killed the most people. You have a point, well, what point? Absorbing chicken through the gums, or the parallels? I would also like to say that I noticed a theme of lines in the movie. All throughout the lines, and you can kind of see it here even. That even though like I didn't deliberately pick these images specifically to talk about the theme of lines, but you can rewatch it and you'll probably see it. But you can kind of see it here with like the stars and the train tracks and even like the power lines. The structure of the house in this picture, it constantly showed the doors of the trains in Tokyo up close. The train tracks themselves, I felt like the train tracks themselves kind of symbolize like how the two of them were right next to each other, like a parallel, but they never overlapped. They never crossed paths because they were train tracks, they were next to each other. even at the end where they both are on different trains. Things like that. And also there's kind of a theme of circles, but I'm not sure really how to paint it here. I just know what I saw with the lines. But you can see the circles here, that there's three main circles in the movie. One of which is where the two of them finally meet. I'm just not really sure how to go pull some bullshit out of my ass about what that means actually. I'm smart enough to point it out. I'm not smart enough to explain what it means symbolically. So if you guys could figure it out for me, that would be great. For now, I'll yap about the lines. I had something I wanted to say about the comet asteroid lines up in the sky. The art for this movie has always been so pretty. I love the art in this movie. This studio does a really good job every time. But I remember seeing like the art for the movie on Pinterest, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be peak. This is gonna be peak. Just based on the comets in the sky alone. I'm thinking of what it means. Like, I feel like I wasn't focused. There wasn't enough focus on the red piece of the comet that broke off. Because obviously it breaking off is what caused this town to get destroyed. But I feel like the pieces of the comet breaking off were like a parallel to our two main characters, but I can't see how. When were they together and then broke apart in this manner? I'm not sure. But it was like, oh, it's breaking off, and I was like, oh, that's kind of important. And then that's all it did. I wish there was a little more focus on it. I don't know. Hi, Angela. Light 18-hour shifts, yeah. A red ribbon means that death and the sign of love, fate and connection. Oh yeah, that was another one. Another line. Hashtag line noticing. Yeah, the ribbon. The ribbon. You said it perfectly. I can't say anything else about it. So yeah, I wanted to point out the lines. I liked the lines. Line symbolism. I also wanted to say, this isn't, I don't know if this counts as trivia, but Shinkai, I think the creator's name is Shinkai. Shinkai said that he felt that the film was way too overrated. He said that he was proud and happy that it was so successful, but he said he felt like it was way too overrated. So I thought that was funny. And he also said that he felt like people expected more from him, too much from him after that. And he also asked people to stop calling him or comparing him to Hayao Miyazaki, calling him the next Miyazaki, etc. I just thought that was interesting. Do you guys think that this is comparable to a Ghibli movie? I can see it in the faces. Other than that, in terms of actual story and what it offers, I don't think that they are the same at all, really. I think that this is not more whimsical. Miyazaki is whimsical in like a very, very like literal, chaotic, whimsy way. This was whimsical in a mystical way. So it's not that. It's I feel like Miyazaki's movies. I'm surrounded by Miyazaki haters. All of my friends hate Miyazaki. I grew up on Ponyo. I love Ponyo. And I've loved the rest of the Ghibli movies that I've watched. I don't really have any complaints. But I know why people say that about his movies. But their complaints are always that like the movies don't really go anywhere, they never understand what's going on, and it doesn't make sense. What I've noticed in Miyazaki's movies, not to get like sidetracked, is non-Hollywood movies kind of don't spoon feed you. Hollywood movies have a very clear introduction, rising action, climax, falling action, conclusion. Though I would argue that currently, I don't know if I'm just like crazy. I think this might just be a copy paste format of movies, at least in America. But now, instead of the rising action and the conclusion, it's introduction, rising action. You think things are getting better, a bunch of bullshit happens that pushes everyone down, and then the main conflict happens, and then it falls down, and then we get the conclusion. That, if that seems like I'm just being like, oh well duh, yeah, that's what a movie is, I want to say that that's not what a movie is. That's like the Americanized version of what a movie is. Has anyone else noticed that though? Because when I was a kid, I remember the movies that were out at the time. It was like, here's the problem, we're gonna work to solve it. It's not gonna be easy, and here's the conclusion. And then, I mean the main conflict, and then the conclusion. Maybe there's like some mini conflict after that, but it's nothing that like ruins your day. Now it's like movies like you have that like, okay, there was already this conflict, this main conflict, and then you think your main characters are gonna get better, and then some like other bullshit happens. Like it's almost like it exists purely to make the viewer angry and upset, and it also just like kicks the main character down. It never exists for like a writing standpoint at all anymore. To the point where like I avoid American movies now, mostly from Hollywood, because a year ago my friends were like, Ichi, do you want to go watch a movie? And I was stressed out at college, and I was like, no, because it's not gonna relax me, it's gonna stress me out, because I'm gonna think that everything's okay, and it's gonna do some bullshit that makes no sense. And so what I've noticed in non-American movies, non-Hollywood movies, is that, bro, I'm holding back so many demons in my throat right now. There's so much burps that want to come out of me. Who the fuck is Papper? Papper, what the fuck is that name? Government username. What is Papper? Papper? I was like, no, because I know I'm gonna get upset. It's gonna stress me out. And the thing is, like, the stress that the movies put on you, and these plot twists, and these fake conflicting final conflicts, is it almost doesn't, it's not worth the ending. The ending is not as satisfying for the stress that the movie puts you through at all. Now, in terms of like things that come out of Hollywood, like it's like it's not gonna make up how upset it made you watching the movie, if that made sense. Except for when you leave Hollywood, because Hollywood kind of spoon feeds you the plot, especially now. And so I think when people criticize Miyazaki, and what makes this movie different from Miyazaki, is that Miyazaki's stories, and quite a few of non-American stories I've seen, it's literally just a story. It doesn't follow this like clean cut, this is what a story has to be, that we're almost trained to write stories in English class, like from grade school. It's just a story. A story doesn't have to be a clear, direct conflict. It doesn't have to be a clear plot even, because that's not how real life is. And so I think that might be why people dislike Miyazaki's work, is because it reminds them too much of real life, that it's unpredictable. There's no clear enemy, there's no clear person to be mad at, there's no one to blame for the problem. Sometimes problems just happen, and you just have to kind of live life. I feel like Howl's Moving Castle is the best representation of that, because there's a war, and they're not even actively fighting the people who are causing the war. The war isn't framed as the main antagonist, that's just a part of life, unfortunately, and they literally just like move around it and continue with their interpersonal relationships. I don't see how self-proclaimed film critics can miss something like that. but that's what I think makes Miyazaki's work so unique. And the reason that I don't think that this is comparable to Miyazaki's work, I don't know. People see like a good they see like a good movie and then they're like, oh my gosh, Miyazaki, Ghibli. I don't know if there will ever be another Miyazaki again in terms of that style. And I don't think that that's a bad thing. I don't want to milk something super good and go to... The closest thing is like Mary and the Witch's Flower, because that came directly out of people who formerly worked at Ghibli. Anyways, the goal, as I was saying, isn't to find a new Miyazaki. I wanted to say this one's different because how is it different? It doesn't follow the typical, I guess, cutout of what a movie plot is in the American way, as I was describing. But I don't think that it's as carefree in its plot as Miyazaki's movies are. So I don't know if it's comparable. In Miyazaki's movies, you feel like you're not bound to wherever the character is. The world feels so large and vast that you feel like you can get up and like go wherever you want in the movie, is how I feel when I watch a Miyazaki movie. This one, they're still very much bound by commitment. I guess they're trapped in these sections because they have lives. At these sections, these places, they're trapped in these places and these lives because they have commitments and they have lives that they want to live. I don't feel that like, oh, we can just get up and walk anywhere. Like this is a whole open world game that, like, I don't know. Does that make sense? Like in Howl's Moving Castle, people go all over the place, and Mary and the Witch's Flower, people go all over the place. Like, you very much feel like you're as free as the character is. Here, they're not free in that sense, which is why I don't think it's comparable to a Miyazaki movie from anything more than the faces. I like to imagine myself in different fictional open world. Yeah, sometimes that's the only thing that keeps me going, bro. I'll be sitting when I was like 11, I loved imagining myself in fucking Sophia the First. I don't know why. I was like, I need to be in that shit so bad. Does that make sense? Who wouldn't want to live in Sophia? Because I was like, I want her closet. I saw her dresses. I was so jealous. Yeah, Sophia the First. My kitty is so cute. I'll be back. I ran out of water and I need to drink more to give myself a bigger tummy ache. Inflation time! It's kind of toasty in here. I think my AC might be off actually. I think I turned it off last night because it was so nice out. Anyways, inflation time. I love water. It's so good right now, but my tummy hurts because I'm full of water. So I've got a compounding issue. Like peak, I've been sleeping on Sophia the First. I watched it when I was younger. I watched the movie when it came out, and I collected the toys. I sold them really early on. I think I sold them when I was like 13. I had them for about 2 years, but I had a collection. Yeah, the movie's what started the series. The movie came before the series. And I loved the movie. I rewatched it when I was sick last year, actually. Yeah. I debated posting covers of that shit because I wanted to cover that shit when I was younger. And I was like, should I post covers? Because if I want to start a voice acting career, covering shit like that would be the way to go. I want to post My Little Pony covers badly. It's my birthday. What? Oh my gosh, I forgot. I'm sorry. Happy birthday. I'll make an announcement right now. Happy birthday. I had Penguin's birthday on my calendar, but not yours. I don't know how I forgot. Happy birthday! How old are you? I don't remember. I don't remember how close our ages are. I know they're pretty close though. Happy birthday, Maud! Papper. At first I was like, is he doing a play on like Russian peh? 21. Oh yeah, we're like a year apart. What a baby. Anyways. What was I saying? What was I talking about? Level 3 Unk. Unk. Are you gonna drink is the question. Oh yeah, are you? I think he's in like Mexico or something. I think he can drink already. Maybe I'm drinking right now. Who knows? You should drink a Guinness. I also want to talk about how I felt that there was... I just got back to Texas 4 hours ago. I'm sorry for coughing. I coughed up the fattest yellow thing earlier. That sucks. Texas dies. Texas sucks. I don't know what I was trying to say. Texas will die. Anyways, I felt that the ending was realistic because they both saw each other. They both ran around to find each other, and then when they finally found each other, they tried to lock in and act nonchalant and act like they were not just looking for each other because they weren't even sure what they were looking for. I felt like that was the most realistic shit ever. Because I don't know about you guys, but I always ask myself, like, if I was in any sort of weird situation like this, like maybe I had to go back in time and try and convince, like, someone I was friends with or someone I was dating that we dated in the future and they just don't know me yet, but they should know me now urgently, for whatever reason. I don't know if I would be able to lock in and take it seriously. I would probably be too scared of getting embarrassed. I don't know if anyone else feels that way. I remember talking with my friends and being like, I always feel like if there was ever a shooter, I would be like embarrassed by the fact that I have to run away in front of everybody. I don't know if anyone else feels like that. It's just like, I'm already not a good runner, bro. Or like if I was told by like a genie or something, hey, your school's gonna blow up, you got like 10 minutes to warn everybody and get everyone out. I know that like if I was just like, hey guys, a bomb's gonna go off, that's not gonna help anybody. I don't know. I always have these like what, not therapeutic, hypothetical situations where I'm like, what would I do? Would I be able to like spread the word and lock in? I guess this is more comparable to when they literally had to do this about the comment because nobody believed them. But yeah, it's I was like, just save yourself, bro. Nobody's gonna listen. I don't know if anyone else relates. I just got such a sleepy wave. Oh, that sucks. Sleepy and bloated is the worst. You're not gonna believe this. Just embarrassing. Yeah. It's just like, guys, I know I'm crazy, but we're all gonna blow up if you guys don't listen to me. And you know they wouldn't listen either, bro. You know, because everyone else has the same thought. Can't lose aura. I can't be seen agreeing with this person. If that happened to me, the person from the future thing, I would laugh in their face and then go home and cry. But that I just turned away somebody from the future that claimed to love me. I've thought about this vividly. Because before I changed schools and I made new friends, before I eventually moved to Missouri, I made like 2 new friends, and we didn't live that far away from each other, and I was so lonely for like so long, and I would constantly think like, oh, I really wish I went back in time. What would I do if I went back in time? Would I beg them to be my friends again? Would I be like, hey, you don't know me yet, but we really hit it off really crazy good in the future? Like, I always thought about that, especially because of how close people live around you this whole time, people that you meet later on. Like, I was constantly thinking, like, all the times I drove past this exit, all the time I drove past this house. Like, what if I just took that exit one day we ran into each other? I don't know. I always questioned how I would convince people to be friends with me if I went back and I tried to, like, reassure them that they knew me and I knew them and I'm not crazy. Does anybody else think that way? That caused horrible diarrhea. What? Drinking water? Oh, the energy drinks? It's also because I know nobody would love me. Why do you say that? You're really funny. You're funny and you're nice. And you're also Missourian, but that some girls will forgive that. Not me, but some girls might. Yeah, kind of. I don't know. I have all sorts of like weird hypotheticals that I always think about. These aren't things that I recently thought about. This is shit that just like flew over my mind in like 4th grade that I still ponder. I don't see why you would say that, but thank you. See why? You don't have to see why. It's not your job to see why. Everyone's all insecure and stuff, and nobody likes things about them, but it's not your job to like anything about yourself at all. That's for the people that like you to like. That's their job. You're not supposed to really actively like anything about yourself. You're supposed to be neutral about yourself. It's everyone else's job to like things about you. And it's your job to like things about other people, and then that's how we make friends. So don't feel too much pressure about having to believe that you're a good person or that you're fun to be around or that somebody can love you. It's not your job to even see why they would. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyways, I think that's everything I want to say about the plot line. Prove that Missouri can produce good things, my son. Goodbye. Makes sense to me, does it? I'm so glad. And I'm not a good person because people actively tell me so. Toaster, you're a bad person. You suck. How can anyone yell at Toaster, bro? He's just Darwin. But is Darwin from Amazing World of Gumball Muslim, though? Stop listening to Ichigo if you don't have confidence and fill holes. Get better at everything you want to be better at. What? Stop listening to me. You can improve yourself. There's a difference between like actively liking yourself and just being healthy and comfortable. Because when I was the most insecure, when I was the most chopped, when I was the ugliest, I was still healthy and I still took care of myself. Oh, just hate yourself. Yeah, I could convert. You can convert, Darwin. Like when I was eating healthy, I was working out. I had abs, I had a fat ass. I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. I was showering daily. I did my hair. I took good care of myself. I was still really ugly with all of that effort. And I was like, yeah, it's fine, but like, I'm just gonna focus on living life and making memories. And I don't care that I'm chopped. And that, like, there's a difference. Now, I don't look as chopped, but I don't take care of myself. It's not the same thing liking yourself and taking care of yourself and self-improvement, things like that. I think liking yourself is very important. You shouldn't hate yourself. You shouldn't be like actively loathing your existence or your traits. There's a difference, I think. Because when you like yourself too much, you get people like look smaxers. I don't think that you should hate yourself. I'm chopped and I don't take care of myself. Yeah! I'm kind of both. Yeah, you shouldn't. No one should. Yeah. Unless yours really. Then you should hate yourself a lot. Anyways, character summaries. Mitsuha Miyamizu. What do we think? I couldn't find any meme pictures about her. So this is all we have. Should I have put pictures of her as an adult? I find it interesting that her appearance changed like 4 times in the movie. And his didn't change at all. Does this signify how women are always changing their appearances for men? Hashtag noticing? No, I'm kidding. I think she's cute. She's a really fun character. She feels really, really real. She doesn't just feel like a typical protag that's just being moved by the story. That's another thing. I hate when it feels like the story is pushing the characters around and they're not really... Like the story isn't progressing because of their actions, that they are progressing because of the story, because of what the writer wants to happen. I didn't feel that in this movie. It felt like pretty much, aside from the comment, that everything else was just their actions. They were controlling their own lives for the most part. So I liked her. She was a fun protag. There were a lot of funny scenes with her and with Taki inside of her body. What the fuck? Where's Taki? Where's my Taki slide? I made one. Oh, I should have done a test run. All right, pretend Taki's here. What do we think about Taki? Was it Taki Tachibana? She was cool. She was cool. Punk selling. I know. I fucked it up. I don't know if this shirt is accurate, bro. I don't think I survived today's tummy ache. I don't know if I'm doing too hot. My stomach is like firm right now. I'm like pregnant, bro. Anyways, I liked Taki. Taki was cute. And he was fun. I want to point out something that I don't think anyone pointed out in the movie. Because they swapped bodies when she was in the past. She's 3 years older than him. I thought that was interesting. So when she went to Tokyo to find him, she was 17. He was like 14. I find it interesting that she didn't know that. Notice. Because I don't think she noticed that she was in the past. I don't think she noticed that she was in the future when she swapped with him. Sorry people, I'm supposed to be watching this in advance. What? Yes, you're supposed to. This is worse than when you said I like tamales. They have a really interesting crunchy texture on the outside. Do you remember that? That was a 4-year conversation 4 years ago. I hope you remember that. I was talking about tamales, and Papper here was like, oh yeah, I like how crunchy they are on the outside. Kind of hard to chew, but the inside makes it all worth it. I was like, you're not supposed to eat that. You're not supposed to eat that. What? Are you eating the outside? That's what this reminds me of. I didn't pay attention enough to understand that time stuff. It wasn't very complicated, but I also watched Dark. Dark was my first time travel show ever. And after watching Dark, bro, I can understand anything. I still don't understand Dark entirely. Dark is so confusing that Netflix has its own website that like walks through everything that happened in that show. Dark is a great show, by the way. I think there was like 1899 too from the same director, but it got canceled, but it would have been peak. I watched this in like parts that shortened it all like 40 minutes. Bro, why? You should watch it in its entirety. We watch it in the server. Why not? Why not join and watch it in full glory? Anyways, wait, she has banana juice. Oh, I love banana stuff. Alright. Next. Do we fuck with the Ost? I want to say I had to progress my education. That's reasonable. Yumetodo, what the fuck? Yumetodo and Nandamanaya are peak, bro. They're so peak. I was listening to them while I made these slides. They are so good. The OS is great. It's not often that I enjoy an OS so much that I listen to it after. But there were songs in here I recognize because I heard them like outside of the anime, which is usually a good sign. I heard them used in like videos and stuff. I watched it like basically mute. What the hell? How is bro experiencing anime? Anyways, so I think these are both really good. They're both really beautiful songs. They're really great. And I think there was another OS. not OS. There was another song that was just like, I think like piano. It was just like instrumental for the most part. I couldn't find the name of that one. But this is like the quote-unquote intro and outro of the movie. And I thought that they were really good. I thought the whole OS was really good. And that's what I have to say about the OS. Let me make sure that I know what slide is next. Alright, trivia. I think every Makoto Shinkai I watched was mute. What the heck? Where are you finding these mute movies, bro? And next is the trivia. Are we ready? Trivia! This was the first anime not made by Miyazaki to gross 10 billion yen in at the Japanese box office. Imagine mogging the Hayao Miyazaki. I wonder how bro felt. Suzume was on the plane and weathering with you. I just muted it. I see. I like to watch movies on the plane. Did you not have headphones? Anyways, I think that was interesting. And then next is our belly rubbing break. I hope you guys are excited. Everyone, peel up your shirts and whip out your bellies. This is like some iCarly shit. Didn't they have like a belly rubbing scene in that show too? They all rubbed their bellies for some reason. I don't mean it in that way. I mean it in a much more evil way. We're all gonna get inflated soon. I'm gonna turn on the inflation machine right now. Not partaking in But do you think there's actually people watching that did as I said? Probably not. I'm happy I wasn't in iCarly Gen. It's a pretty good show, unfortunately. iCarly and Victorious were both pretty good. Except for like the last season of Victorious. I woke up to belly rubbing break. Well, good morning, wakey. And unfortunately, because the people who made them suck, but the humor was pretty accurate to the times. Like now if you watch like Nick or like Disney, the teenagers don't feel real, bro, at all. They do not feel like real people. They feel like BuzzFeed people. That was like those were like the only shows that I felt like actual teenagers. He's asleep because he's a hard worker. Anyways, I think that is everything. Does anyone else have any final thoughts about your name? They're not brain rotted enough. Who? The newer shows? One out of 10 not enough geese. Can we get an anime with themes of geese in it? That'd be cool. 300 million worldwide, I think those crazy me. What? Geese worldwide or anime money? Alright, next week's Gooning voting. I'm so tired of coughing. Anyways, so last week the Wizards decided that this week would be a summary week thing where I give vague anime summaries and we vote on that, and then I reveal the anime after. So make the right choices. Alright, our options are... Option 1! This is our top anime. After a long journey to defeat the Demon King, a group of heroes part ways, their quest finally complete. For the immortal mage among them, however, the years they shared amount to only a brief moment in her endless life. As time passes and her human companions grow old and die, she begins to regret not valuing their bond more deeply. Seeking to understand the fleeting nature of humanity and the emotions she once ignored, she embarks on a new journey of reflection, connection, and rediscovery long after the legend has ended. No anime spoilers! Hi, Percentage, shut the fuck up! Shut up! I meant to say, if you guess what it is, don't say it. That ruins the fun. Radio of Healer Toaster. Sometimes it's not our turn to speak. Anyways, option 2, our retro anime. After witnessing his family's brutal murder by a powerful mafia, a young man abandons his identity and disappears. Years later, a mysterious letter draws him back to his hometown, offering the chance to avenge his loved ones. Infiltrating the crime family responsible, he befriends the heir to their empire and begins a cold, calculated path of revenge that blurs the line between injustice and damnation. Those 18 seconds behind soon didn't realize. Shame on you. Tis, tis, tis. Yeah, this one's Vinland Saga, yeah? Codius? How similar is this plot to other animes? What? This is Code Geass? Anyways, option 3 is our this season option. I don't know why the word isn't down there, but it's from last season, not this season. Last season, in a wealthy city where the privileged discard anything they thought without thought, a boy from the slum survives by scavenging value from their waste. Despite his adoptive father's warnings, when tragedy strikes and he is framed for murder, he's cast into a colossal pit used for executions. A world of toxic air and monstrous creatures born from discarded junk. Saved by a warrior wielding a powerful weapon, he gains one of his own. Why am I blocking? I'm blocking the synopsis kind of. And joins the fight for survival. Determined to escape the depths and avenge the only family he ever had. This is Food Wars? Yeah, this is Food Wars light work. The kitchen is the dumpster? Alright. I'm gonna put the options up. Let me know if you guys want to go back and look at them, but I'm gonna put the voting up. Yeah, think amongst yourselves. Should I just put option 1, 2, and 3, or should I do like little reminders? Fantasy mage. Crime drama thing. Option 1, 1, and 1. Junk pit. Drama fight. Alright, those are my synopsises of the animes. Have at it. Have fun voting. I've never done summary week before, so hopefully it's fun. I'm curious to see what wins. And then what the animes are will be revealed at the end. Someone's gonna join and be like, what the hell? Why don't you just put the actual anime names on the voting? Wait, I'm still using summary. Yeah, we're voting on what animes we're gonna watch next week based on the summaries. Invisible summaries. I deleted pull on my end. What? Refresh! Sometimes life gets better when you just give up and let your belly stick out. And the pain goes away a little. Oh, wait. I heard summary and got confused. That's okay. maybe I didn't explain it well enough. Fantasy Mage and Junk Pit Drama Fight are tied. At first, Crime Drama thing was like matching with Fantasy Mage. I have a car sleeping behind me as well. He is all swirly. Tomorrow's Friday. This week went by fast, kind of. Junk Pit Drama Fight is winning? Alright. I guess I can't progress and end it until the poll's over. Usually I end it by now. I mean, I start wrapping up while the poll is finishing up. But I have to finish my slides, so I'm waiting. I'll give it like 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alrighty. And we got Junk Pit Drama Fight thing at 62%. Fantasy Mage at 30% and Crime Drama thing at 8%. That is brutal for Crime Drama thing. Alright. So, option 1 is from fall 2023. 20 episodes. PG-13 9.29 on my anime list. It is Freyren. I was thinking of the Japanese name. Freyren Beyond Journey's End. So you guys who guessed Freyren were correct. No way, yes way. It is not Code Geass as formerly expected. I thought it was Bleach. Yeah? It's kind of fun. This is a fun week. Option 2 is summer 2016, 12 episodes rated R, 7.82 on my anime list. It is 91 days. The low tier elf. Is she? Oh, no fade in. Anyway, what you guys picked was Gachiakuta. This is apparently very peak, so I'm really excited. It is fall 2025, 24 episodes. Wait, what? I think this is summer 2025. I think I put fall because it's August, and in Japan, August is summer, and here it's kind of fall. Anyways, PG-13 8.02. She tells a demon to kill herself. Bro. So Freyren's badass? I just watched this. Well, good, so you don't have to watch it with us then. You're on track. I've seen a lot of art of it on Pinterest. The art style looks really cool. Alright, so it's 24 episodes. This is what we picked. I think all of the episodes are out by now, yes? So... calculator. Is 24 episodes reasonable in 1 week? It's not the longest. I'm fighting demons right now. I'm burping so much now. And I have hiccups. Alright. So, for 24 episodes, to finish it by next week, we should watch 3.4 episodes a day. So I guess 3 to 4 episodes a day to have it done in time next week. I think we can do it. I think we got this. And I'll make an announcement for what the anime result is as well. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming to Anime Club today. That's a lot. I think we got it. I think we can do it. I only go 24. Wait, what? Still airing? I guess you guys are right. Hold on, never mind. It's from last season. I was so careful. Hold on. Oh yeah, it's at episode 13 right now. Okay. I guess we'll just watch it to episode 13 then. I guess that's a reasonable way to break it up. I guess because it's from last season, it's expected. Anyways, So yeah, we'll watch up to episode 13, and then I'll see what we do after that. I guess I'll put it back on the wheel to be respun in. Either way, the point of Anime Club is to introduce people to new animes, so I don't really mind if we don't finish it together. That's my manager. Yeah. Alright, so 13 episodes. So, I think Tokyo Ghoul is 12, so I think we just watch like 1 or 2 a day. It'll be fine. Or like 2 a day. Anyways, so I'll post an announcement about the anime and episode results of what we should have done by next Thursday. And I'll wrap it up here. I'm still black. Hold on. Why am I black? No black. I can still get 4 hours of sleep at this pace. Well, that's great. I'm so glad. Am I blurry? I don't know. Wait, can I make myself blurry? Hold on. Oh, I wanted to crush myself. Oh no. Oh. Oh. What am I doing up here? Oh no. Oh. Okay. Can I make it worse though? Wow. 2010 Vtuber. I can't get a grip on the window. Well, ah! Where am I? I have to drag myself around. Hello? I can't see myself now. Where did I go? Oh no. Just escaping. I don't know where I went. I can't grab it. Where did I go? What? Where am I? Oh. Well, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. I'm kind of big. Jump scare. I don't know how I did that. I don't know how I made myself that size. Anyway, thank you mods, Angel78, Meepy Morps, and Papper. I think exclamation question mark might have been here, but thank you mod. Oh, and Train Printer for making sure everything goes smoothly. Thank you mods, Mama. And thank you Toaster for reaching level 11. Thank you. Thank you Bright Garlic for reaching level 8. Thank you. And thank you Hypersonic for reaching level 7. Thank you. I don't think I have any other announcements. Yeah, I think that's everything. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your days and nights and 24 hours. It was a super fun meeting number 19 for Anime Club. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for, I think, Roblox. Yeah, Roblox at 8 PM. And, yeah, I think that's everything. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And, yeah, じゃあまたね。バイバイ。パカパカ。